an area of interest for Patriots fans is Tyquan Thornton, who returned to the game and saw limited action, but he saw action in his first game back from a broken collarbone. And again, I think the fact that he came back so quickly off IR and the fact that he got thrown immediately into the game plan means I really do believe that they have visions for him this season, and they want to get him integrated quickly. And then you see someone like Nelson Agholor, yet another week kind of, I'm not going to say puke all over himself, but, come up short in a big way. And again, I can't say critical spot in a 29-0 game, but you start to wonder, and I wonder whether you think this is possible, whether Thornton starts to kind of creep in on Agholor's snaps in this offense, if not eventually overtakes him completely.
I think so. So Agholor has largely been taking over Jakobi Meyers' role, not on early downs. He's not really a great blocker. That was where little Jordan Humphrey came in, where you'd see Devontae Parker.
Exactly.
Nelson on passing downs is the guy they put in the slot, running all the crossing routes, where a lot of the offense was kind of going through him when they were in their 3 receiver sets. He flashed, and that's the thing about Agholor is that you were hoping this year, maybe he'd figure it out. You'd see more consistency. And there was more consistency than what we saw last year because his role was pretty reduced because he was an X. They kept him outside. He only ran like 3 routes, and it's harder for him to produce given his skill set. But the turnovers, man, that it's gotten to the point where you can't excuse it. This is 3 times where he's had really bad turnovers in big spots. And, I've been trying to pump the guy up. Me, I try to look at the good, and I'll take the bad into consideration until it gets to the point where it's, now you're getting into dangerous waters. He's got strike 3. And Tyquan Thornton was clearly someone the offense wanted to feature when he was healthy, get him involved. And we saw him in training camp get snaps with the starters. So I really do think there's a good chance. Their skill sets overlap pretty significantly. So I do think there's a chance that we see Tyquan start to sneak in there because Agholor has had really great moments, but the bad ones have really cost the team. And luckily against Detroit, it didn't cost them on the scoreboard. They were still able to pitch the shutout and the defense stepped up. But at this point, you got to start to think his role has to kind of shrink down. And at the same time, you've also got Kendrick Bourne, who, didn't get it. I got into it, but they're competitors with Belichick on the sideline where he had the false start off motion. I believe he had one other penalty or miscue. So, there's a lot of inconsistency outside of Jakobi Meyers. And I think Tyquan Thornton has the ability to potentially, you see what he's doing because he was getting open in that game against the Lions. They play a lot of cover one, a lot of one-on-one man coverage. And I put a compilation on Twitter. You could see the patience, the quickness, the suddenness, like he knows how to get open. He doesn't really look like a rookie necessarily. There was one time in the preseason where I think he took the wrong release. He should have gone outside. He went inside and it kind of muddied up the read for Mac Jones. So I don't want to, put him on too high of a pedestal. So people think he's just going to come in and be perfect. There will be mistakes, but it's one thing when it's a rookie who's growing in a system and another thing when it's a veteran who's doing things that, you just wouldn't expect from a guy who's been in the league for a while.
No doubt.